The definition of art is the expression or application of human creative skill and imagination, typically in a visual form such as painting or sculpture, producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power. Night City, the main setting in Cyberpunk, is very beautiful. It's a sprawling metropolis, one that looks both breathtaking but also very dystopian. Majority of the buildings are colossal. They're sleek and new, and they're full of advertisements from many corporations, so much so that you can't escape their invading presence. Every corner of the street bombards you with 2 or 3 ads. Even if you look up to the sky, you still see ads covering it. And the further away you stray from the center, the older and more deteriorated the city gets. While there are less ads there, there's also less chances of survival. It's clear that those portions of the city have been all but abandoned. But what if I told you that the city only makes up a small percentage of what makes this art? Going back to the definition of art, there was a line here that resonates more with the series. Producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power. Emotional power. That's where Cyberpunk's bread and butter is. The stories that this series holds are very, very emotional. The inhabitants of the city are wrought with greed, power, or violence. Every day, dozens of lives are lost. Some are lost during gigs, dirty jobs around the world, and sometimes they're lost wrongfully, such as being caught in crossfire, abduction, or self-inflicted. Humans are becoming more chrome than flesh, and doing so they throw away their dignity to achieve their desires. The city is plagued with the dog-eat-dog mentality, and only a few people can escape its towering presence. Yet the relationships with some of the people that you meet all have a very human meaning behind it. These people go through hell. The loss of family, the loss of humanity, the loss of a mother, the loss of a son, the loss of a love interest, the loss of a friend. With how horrible the city is and all the harrowing experiences they go through, these people still come out. There's a side mission in the game that perfectly sets up how majority of the side jobs work, and obviously it's a pretty major spoiler for 90% of the game, and before you say meh, it's just a side story. Yeah, it is a side quest, which is what this game thrives on, so this is a colossal warning. As soon as you hit chapter 2 in the game, which is when you're first set free into the open world, there's an entirely optional side job that you can get when you walk by 2 cops knocking on the door. They explain that their buddy has been holed up in the room for a long time, and it's all because of the mustached cop's action. They ask you to check in on the guy every so often. After a few days, he finally lets you in and talks to you about why he was holed up. An average player would want to get through the dialogue as fast as possible to complete the quest, but doing so means that the next time you come back, you'll see that the guy just committed suicide. The game would tell you that the mission was a failure. It's not a mission success, because it wasn't. You failed to listen to the guy and his very serious problems, and you'll forever have that mission failure in-game to remind you every time you open up your quest menu. It's very painful seeing it play out and knowing you could have done better. Unlike the game, there is no load button in real life. Now, V is a very human character. Despite being able to get
Grow the fuck up.
They never succumb to cyberpsychosis. They continue to be selfless despite being a hired merc, and spend the entire game doing just that. They try to see the good in people no matter the cost, and depending on player choice, they can resort to violence only when there's absolutely no choice. To many of the people, V changed their lives, so much so that if you pick the easy way out ending, everyone is unimaginably yet rightfully upset about it. V has no idea just how many people they've impacted. One of my favorite examples of this is the relationship of V and Johnny. For all V knew, Johnny was a terrorist that bombed the Arasaka Towers, and now he was just a parasite to them, fighting for V's body. He was selfish, berating, and quick to kill. But at a certain point, even he was changed by V. Every single side job you do in this game, it comes down to what is V doing for them today. Whether it's incapacitating any of the cyber psychos in the city or helping a random guy with a botched penis surgery. It's all for the sake of someone else, and V absolutely does not mind at all. You learn so much more about the people you're helping, your own morality, and the city itself. You watch as their relationships build and strengthen, and you form this weird connection to the city. It's almost as if the city has become your second home with all your friends and family in. And before you know it, you realize you're not even doing the main quests anymore. You're more invested in the people of the city than you be in the main story, and that's because of the emotional power you get from their catered storylines. Be it short or long, or even if the story is absolutely uncomfortable, there is something oddly gripping about them. Before I close out this video, I just want to cram something really jam this in there. So I'm playing this game on my Steam Deck right now, and it's because I haven't played in, I guess, since the 1.5 update on my PC, and I decided to get back into it. And there was a mission that I did on my PC where a monk was kidnapped and forcibly enhanced with cybernetics. And the brother who sent me to retrieve him actually said, hey, if you could possibly do this, can you do it without killing anyone? Because it is not, it's not the Buddhist way, and stuff like that, right? So get this, I was doing the River Ward missions, and I just, by chance, ran into those monks again. And they sort of just give you a really deeper meaning into what it was to be human. Of course, it's like mixed in with their Buddhist beliefs, but the way they mixed it in was so organic and captivating that it actually did make me think more about human life and our values and what it means to be self-aware and what is a human. So yeah, like this is a game that was marketed as a regular GTA open world RPG type thing. But the more I'm playing it, the more I'm realizing this is a very adult life lesson type game. They don't skimp or sugarcoat anything. It is as it is, and it's the grim reality of what it is to be human. The best way to describe Cyberpunk is that it's the epitome of it's not the destination, but the journey. And the journey in Cyberpunk is very special. Cyberpunk, in all senses of the word, is art.
Afterlife, here we come, baby. Yeah!
We have arrived. The major leagues.
Shit's finally happening.
No more running from me, dog. Reaper's finally calling my name.
I just don't know if Randy
Don't own a thing.
When you go to war as a boy, you have a great illusion of immortality. Other people get killed, not you. Then, when you are badly wounded the first time, you lose that illusion. See you in the major leagues, Jackie.
Mom, I know I can. I'll do my best. You got my word. Arasaka all the way to the top.
Let's say it was my real grave. What would you write? Here lies Johnny Silverhead.
The guy who saved my life.
V, you don't know how much I want that to be true.